Good morning, everybody. It's Talk Tuesday. We are at the straight road today. The weather is beautiful. You can see starting to get grass and stuff. Finally seeing a little bit of spring. We've got 11 or 12 today. Can't remember if I did my count with or without Kronk. Cosmo. Thank you. Okay, so we've got Tucker Newton up there, Maggie running, Cosmo following him. We've got Rosa, Dido, Kronk, Hamish, Nova, Bailey, and Phoebe. And some of you may see Kronk is on leash. That's because he hurt himself over the weekend. He was not on walk yesterday. And for the next couple of days, I'm gonna be making sure that he's keeping it slow. Oh, geese. I couldn't get my camera out fast enough, but we also witnessed a goose versus turkey showdown. That was pretty funny until they both saw the dogs and then decided it wasn't important. Yeah, so that's us. So like, even though he's on leash, he still has the full length of the leash. And I'm trying to like walk down one side and then walk back up the other. Just to let him. I actually thought it was kind of ironic that after last week when I did that series of things to do when your dog has an injury or something that limits their physical exercise, and then promptly my dog injures himself on Sunday. But he's a lot better. He was sad sacking it a lot. He basically, Bailey, whatever got those ears up? No. He was playing fetch with Evan, and I think what seemed to happen, or what we're thinking happened, is that he likes to try to catch the ball with his paws. So I'm wondering if he rolled his shoulder or something. And then, of course, he fell face first and slid, and it was this big thing. And we're kind of used to him not being the most graceful. So he'll like take a corner too hard or something like that. Usually he gets up and shakes it off, but we're lucky with him because he actually tells you when something's wrong. Like, he gets very snuggly. He doesn't want to do anything, which is good. It's very, very good. And not that he's a screamer necessarily, but he definitely vocalizes when he is hurt, which is good. I've had dogs the other way. Like my first dog, my Bouvier, he just started limping one day, and it turned out that he had a bone splinter the size of my pinky in his hip joint. And that was basically it. Like, the joint was pretty much gone. So it's nice to have a dog that tells you when something's wrong. Though it definitely does break your heart, because you think he's cute most of the time when he's like pouring on the extra cute because he's not feeling good. That's a whole different level of Kronk. Anyway, okay, so we're out here. It's gorgeous weather. Dogs are a lot more chilled today than they were yesterday. They were crazy on Monday. But I think even though it was raining, like a little, not even raining, sprinkling, I don't know. It wasn't enough for me to grab an umbrella. I just wore my coat and a hat and called it a day. But the temperature was good for them, right? So they were just ripping around, especially Newton. Like, you could tell Newton hadn't been on walk last week because he was tearing around like nobody's business. But what are you guys eating out there? Fresh grass. Maggie, maybe no. Newton. It's like nothing. Rosa, you too. Goodness gracious, you guys. Let's go. Go. Okay, so halfway through the video. Haven't talked about a topic yet. Good job, everybody. So I got this question last week, And I do get this question a lot, especially when people who don't know me see me sort of out in the wild. Really? You're all just gonna be cows? I mean, that's fair. It is fresh grass. Dido, let's go. Good girl. Is of course, like, as always, how do I manage this many dogs? And my answer is always the same. It's like one at a time and with training. So you guys know I have a pretty serious protocol when it comes to introducing a new dog to pack. And I follow it pretty strictly. Like, don't get me wrong, there are dogs where it's like I'll do 1 or 2 days of something instead of 5 days of something. And I'm like, maybe I could. Probably I could. And then it's like, no, stick with the regime because I know it works. Like, these guys are proof that it works. So stick with what it is. But another big part of Newton and Tucker, not today. Newton! Thank you. Get out of here. He's like, but geese. But there are geese. Anyway. Newton! Yeah, there it is. Good boy. Oh, geez. Don't kill me. Thank you. Thank you. None of you have the same name. Good. Okay, go. Cosmo, not on leash. So the hardest thing is like Cosmo wants to play with him. Bailey and Arosa want to play with him, and he can't play right now. Bailey, that's not a thing that's going to happen. She's like, you don't... Oh. I don't know if you guys can hear that sound. Oh, we got a hawk out. Dude, the wildlife today. Okay, anyways. What was I talking? Oh, the walks. So a huge part of like the walk is not even the walk. It's how I pick them up. Like, I start right from pickup. That's when the rules start. Because if I'm not getting rule following before we get in the car, I know that once we hit walk, it's not going to get better. It's just going to get worse, right? So I can tell from when I pick them up, it's like, okay, is this a day where we're going to need to work hard, or I'm just going to attach them to me, or stuff like that. Like, all that is determined pretty early. And even like your leashed walk at home, it sets the tone even before you leave your house. Like, as you're getting ready, that sets the tone of what your walk is going to be like. So if you find yourselves having a lot of trouble on walk, like lots of pulling, no listening, things like that, weirdos, a lot of sort of what's setting you up to fail is how you're exiting your house, like how you're putting the leash on, how you're doing all that. Like, everything should be calm before you even leave the house. Now, don't get me wrong, it is super cute to see them all excited and jumping off the walls and stuff. Sorry, Kronk, you're right, I was walking in the middle again. That's great, but it's not best for having a clear, structured walk, or even a nice off-leash walk. Yeah, I also had people asking about my like loading and unloading them in the car. So I'm going to cut this video a little bit short. And I'm going to try and video not in time lapse this time. I know I do it for in time lapse for you a lot. But I'll try to do it regular speed. And if I am successful, like I don't drop the phone or something, that should be tacked on to the end of this video. So if you guys have any questions, I'll do the closing anyway. If you guys have any questions, you know what to do. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having as much fun as your dogs are. I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.